Hello there, warm welcome to our look back at the best of the action from ladies' quarter-finals day here at the Championships. Delighted to say joining me here are Claire Curran and Nick McCarville to look back at what's been another fascinating day here at SW19. We are getting towards the business end of the tournament. How are you feeling as we get to this stage, Claire?
Oh, well, it's hotted up today, hasn't it? Obviously, Serena Williams, impressive performance. She was pushed all the way. A little bit deflated, I guess, around the club tonight, obviously, with Johanna Konta going out in what wasn't probably her best performance. A disappointing day for the Brit, but Strycova was so impressive, and it's lovely to see a player like that coming onto the court today, using the variety, using the serve and volley. We don't see a lot of that in the women's game, and she was actually, her craftsmanship on the court today was exceptional.
And Nick, when I walked into the grounds earlier this morning, you could sense the buzz that you can only get when there's a British player on centre court at this stage of the tournament.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, to have Johanna back into the quarterfinals here for the first time in 2 years, it's so exciting. She backed up that run, Adam, from the French Open where she made the final four, and I actually felt like today maybe could have been her day. We'll talk about that here on the show. But the buzz around her, she loves playing on center court. It's great to see a home slam player like that center stage. She just couldn't come up with the goods today. Okay, plenty more from Nick and Claire to come on the programme. But first up to the action on centre court, a woman making her 14th appearance at the quarter-final stage here at Wimbledon, looking for her her 8th title this year. 7 times Serena Williams has lifted the famous title here at Wimbledon. Her opponent, fellow American Alison Riske, grass court specialist, produced one of the stories really of the tournament so far. She upset world number 1 Ashley Barty to reach the quarter-final stage. A great performance from Riske. The pair had played doubles before, but they'd not faced each other across the net. Could Riske cause another huge upset? Commentary on this one comes from Nick Mullins and Kim Kleisters. Nice, Adam.
Hurry.
In that first set for Alison Riske, but at the end of it all, it's a set that belongs to Serena Williams. She's won it 6-4. Well, the roar from Serena Williams just underlining the importance of that point at 15:30. Well, the backhand would have beaten most players.
Yeah, it was a great game.
But she still needed the forehand.
She did. Great reaction by Serena, though, I think that Alison stayed very calm and just kind of guided that forehand down the line nicely.
Oh, this is huge. The most important point of the match so far, and she's done brilliantly on those break points, and now she's a game away from the second set. 5-4.
3 points away from doing it here again. Unforced errors from Serena. Those are 3 set points.
third round. She came from a set down to beat Ashley Barty in the fourth round. She's come from a set down against Serena Williams, and we're heading into a third on centre in the quarterfinals. Say the 10th to avoid being pushed to the brink here.
Yes. Another great second serve from Alison Riske.
Yes.
She's fallen awkwardly. She's fine. It's those outer reaches of the court, Kim, that don't get quite as much wear as the inner bits. It's just a little bit slippier.
Yeah. And, you know, you try to push off so explosively as well to get back, and on grass it's just not as easy as it is on a hard court. Nice variety from Serena.
Yes.
Some rally that, some winner, some thinking from Williams.
It wasn't a good drop shot, but she picked the right side
Williams
to hit the volley into the open court. There we go. She decided to go down the tee and she hits a double fault.
Well, for as well as she's played,
5-3.
Alison Riske, she has been undone.
She has.
On a number of occasions, Kim, by those double faults, and at critical times it seemed as well. Stunning. Business face on, winning tennis.
Very, very strong play from Serena. Being pushed outside the court a couple of times and just able to hit that forehand cross court angle. Well played. Just hitting the white tape of the net. Serena hitting the line. A couple very close calls here.
It's meant to be on 2 hours. 2 match points.
Game, 7 minutes.
Still very much at home together, Serena and the Wimbledon arena. And who can stop her? Will it be another title? Will it be an 8th? She's looking in the mood.
Yeah, Serena Williams certainly looking in the mood there on centre court. We knew it was going to be a tricky match, though, didn't we, Nick? Because Alison Riske, although they've never played before on tour, which is remarkable given both of their ages and how long they've been out on the WTA tour, but Alison Riske is as close to a grass court specialist we've got.
Oh yeah, I mean, she absolutely, you count on one hand how many grass court specialists there are right now in women's tennis, and also just riding the confidence that she's had in the last few weeks, playing really good tennis on the grass and just believing in herself. There's no one, we're talking about Serena's fight out there on court, but Ali Riske deserves a lot for the fight that she put up this tournament, taking out Ash Barty. And a lot of times, Adam, you know, on both tours, you can see a player have a huge upset like that over a world #1 and then just fall away in the next match. She's on center court against Serena Williams and pushes her to 6-3 in the 3rd set. That was gutsy stuff. She gave it her all today, and that was a great credit to her.
And Claire, coming into Wimbledon, no one really knew what to expect from Serena Williams, the great champion that she is. She's just played so few times this year, various different reasons for that. Only 5 tournaments prior to Wimbledon. And she started a little bit slowly and perhaps in her first couple of matches, but she really is warming into the tournament now, looking pretty ominous.
Well, she certainly is, and when she was playing against Julia Gerges early in the tournament, she stepped it up. Obviously, she played her in the semi-finals last year, but she brought another level, and it's so impressive to me. Every time Serena Williams goes on court, it doesn't matter who she's playing against. She's playing against Alison Riske, who obviously has had an unbelievable grass court season, but hasn't been a world-renowned name, but she has so much respect for every single opponent that she plays against. And in the match that she played today, she's able to elevate her game. She's able to push herself up to that next level just when she needs to. And for me, that is what, it just makes her so threatening. And the bun in the hair.
The business bun.
The 3rd set business bun.
It really was.
Let's
it was
discuss.
at 3-3, and we all knew. Twitter exploded when it happened because it meant to all of us that Serena meant business and she was going to win the match.
And I have to be honest with you, if anybody sees that bun coming back into the hair before these championships finish, well, they've got to be a little bit nervous about that.
It'll be very interesting whether we see the bun from the start in the semi-finals, and a match against Serena was what awaited the winner of the next match on centre court, Barbara Strycova, against Jo Konta, of course, having another great run here at the championships. Konta looking to match her run to the semi-finals at this year's French Open, while Strycova was chasing a first ever Grand Slam semi-final appearance. And commentary on this one from Sam Smith, Tracy Austin, John McEnroe.
It's a wicked return.
Sending a message early, these second serves are going to get pounced on. It's a lot of pressure on the streets of a serve.
See how long it takes her to take a little off that first serve. Make sure it goes in.
Game.
I'm not sure she did, but it didn't matter. Konta with the big return again, just with the doctor order. Quick break.
Both of them making a few more mistakes on that forehand. I think the backhand for each is the go-to shot. So mechanically sound.
20-14.
Not enough margin on these forehands, giving Strycova a chance to get in this match.
Czech had a little opportunity in the opening game of this first set, couldn't convert. Oh dear. And Joe just broken for the 4th time at this year's championships. And a little against the run of play, we are back on serve in this opening set.
Konta leads 4-3, first set.
Tell you, that's a great second serve.
6-5.
Had some good pop into the body. She couldn't extend the arms. Now down to set point, Joe Konta.
Konta could not have imagined this scenario. Leading 4-1 with the break. Everything going her way. Oh, and Strycova slicing and dicing her way to this opening set. She steals it by 7 games to 6.
That's right where she wants it. Konta to the backhand side, right at waist level, and that was gorgeous.
15-14.
Stepping in with conviction.
Dmitry, her coach, who took over at the end of last season, he wants her to be self-sufficient out here. He wants her to be a problem solver. He wants her to look down the other end and work out what's happening.
Game, Strycova.
That's the first sign of frustration, bewilderment. Things going south here. She hasn't served volleyed once, but it come in handy there. And now this is desperation time. Much needed.
Yeah, that was a pressurized volley, and Konta handled it beautifully. Sometimes under pressure, it's tough to hit the finesse shots.
Strycova hit just the right passing shot. Make her hit a tough volley. Gotta hand it to her there.
Advantage Strycova.
This has been such an uncomfortable encounter for Joe Konta. She's been forced into the net, into the forecourt, more than any other match that she's played at this year's championships. And a second chance for Strycova to put this quarter-final away. Oh no, and that just about sums up her afternoon.
Strycova leads 5-1.
Such a difficult opponent.
Such a good volley.
It's a good return from Konta. Strycova caught it late, and it's still in and up the line. Everything is going her way. in the zone.
Double-handed backhanded volley is such an unusual shot. I think she's going to be, I think it might come into fashion. Were she to win the title, you never know.
Well, if she wins it, they definitely will.
30 all.
Everyone will be reassessing their backhand volley technique.
And she's only 5'4", 5", and reach hasn't really been a problem today at all. Very quick out there. Understands where to position herself so well at the net.
Disbelief on the face of Jo Konta. Has Strycova ever played a better match in her 15 years on tour? Just taking her time, walking to the back, walking towards the raw box. 5 years ago, lost in this round to Petra Kvitova. Czech now standing here at match point. It's a stunning performance by Barbora Strycova.
So disappointment for Jo Konta and all of the British fans, both inside centre court and all around the grounds, and those watching on television as well. But a word on Barbora Strycova. She was, by her own admission in some of her press conferences and interviews, close to quitting the game, and now she's through to the Wimbledon semi-finals. A remarkable story.
Well, yeah, and she still says that this could perhaps be her last Wimbledon. She retired from Fed Cup last year, where she's been so integral in helping the Czech Republic win 6 titles in the last decade. But look at Babs. She told us on this very balcony just a couple days ago that she feels like she's just enjoying everything so much more on the court. And she has this kind of grumpy demeanor on court, but she's so enjoyable off of it. And the way that she plays is so enjoyable. She's got a different game. She's been serving, volleying. No one knows what to quite do with an opponent who comes in and closes the net. And when you have that, and you have a player with Jo Konta who's just not on today, it was dice for Babs.
I loved the way she was serve volleying today. Before that match, she had serve volleyed 54 times in the tournament, and the combined amount that everybody else in the tournament, I think it was 23 or 24. Amazing. So she's serve volleying double the amount of the combined tournament. But it was such a smart tactic today against Johanna Konta, who, when you think about it, most girls, when they're returning an aggressive first serve, most girls, they go right down the middle on that return of serve. So Strycova's got such a good first volley that she knows the volley is going to come to her feet, and then suddenly Johanna Konta was rushed and she didn't deal with that. But I was more actually impressed with the way that she dealt with the Konta first serve today. In the first set, she won that first set. It was 9% of balls she didn't get back of Konta's first serve, whereas for Johanna Konta throughout the whole tournament, she's had 42% unreturned first serve. So it was a mastermind in terms of tactically being able to neutralise that first serve, and that was just with the craft she has in her hands.
And what went wrong for Jo Konta? Did perhaps the occasion get too much for her?
Yeah, I think so, a little bit. I mean, I know that she likes the center stage on center court, which we're all very excited for her. In that sense, Adam, but this to me was reminiscent to the French Open, where she has that big win over Sloane Stephens. She's playing lights out tennis, and then had a big letdown against Vondrousova. And so for her today, I just didn't feel like she brought her A game. She needed it against Strycova. And after she lost that first set tiebreak, I think she mentally checked out a little.
It was difficult. I actually expected that she'd be able to deal with that match because of the experiences that she's had. She's been here before, and obviously I thought the French experience she would learn something from. But the first set, once that first set went away, she didn't find a way just to make Strycova have to earn it. And she came up with so many unforced errors. There's 34 unforced errors through the whole match. And when you're playing against an opponent in the quarterfinals of a Grand Slam, and it gets to the place that they're going to serve or get close to winning to get into the semi-finals, I just thought Johanna Konta would be able to put a little bit more pressure on and more points in court.
So what a day, what a story for Barbara Strycova into the Wimbledon semi-finals for the very first time in her career. A tantalising matchup against Serena Williams awaits. Can Strycova halt Serena's quest for that 24th Grand Slam title?